Chapter 30, the finale. Few weeks had passed since X had returned to the Maverick Hunters, and things had, for the most part, returned to normal like most members of special units figured they would. The first time they took X to Sea Hydra was a moment they would never forget. The chief medic of the Maverick Hunters flipped out like she was seeing a ghost, tripping over herself and objects trying to keep away from the Sir Hunter. After the group had a little fun with it, they finally explained that X was really alive. Once Hydra had actually calmed down, she welcomed X back to Hunt with a hug and some tears. X got his virus scanned down like Cygnus had ordered, and much like Vi and Lincoln's readings earlier, they found no trace of the virus. There was just still a nagging feeling in the back of X's mind. The main difference with X before his death and after he had come back was the fact he would spend a lot more time alone than he did in the past. In many ways, he still regretted leaving his friends to think he was truly dead, and regretted the way he had antagonized them as Shadow, despite the fact all of them forgave him, and tried to let it all just be in the past. X, however, just couldn't forgive himself. The only replicant the Blue Barn would let close to him during those times were Aelia. That wasn't usually a willing decision as much as it was Aelia putting her foot down, and not giving X a choice in the matter. Much like she didn't give him much of a choice in regards to keeping the rope he wore as Shadow. Aelia had to basically rip it off him, and then forbade him from ever wearing it again. When he wasn't alone, however, and wasn't digging on these things, X would train with Zero in the training room, would go out on dates with Aelia to repair what damage had been done to the relationship with his death and the times they had spent apart too, and to further expand the relationship. This Spartan Hunter had really been a pillar for X since his return, and it showed. Then there was the fact he had taken a more active role in training Aelia, Axel, Violet, and Iris as hunters. He had also managed to actually convince Zero to do the same, and under the tutelage of the duo, the other four improved significantly in a short amount of time. For a time, there were no Maverick attacks, and when there were, it was mostly small-scale stuff, and special units was used as the first responders since X had put it, there was no sense wasting any more lives than had to them being the best of the best ensure there was as little casualties as possible. Not to say they ended up putting the other units out of work, as even Specialist Unit couldn't be everywhere at the same time. Naguni Swiftwing, the new commander of the Zero Unit, and Trixie Novis, the new commander of the 17th Unit, were doing really fine jobs as X and Zero's replacements. For Specialist Unit though, no longer being in individual units was odd for the group at first, but as Cygnus had explained when he formed the unit, they all worked together so much anyway that it only made sense. They even got their own unit office and rooms near what the command chamber was. As was to be expected, there were a lot of veteran hunters who didn't take much of a liking to the fact they had been considered for the unit, and that brand new hunters, namely Iris, Axel, and Violet, had been elevated to rank a commander so quickly when they had been in service to the hunters and working hard for many years and had progressed in rank that much. Cygnus, however, managed to keep it all under control, though much to the wonderment of the others. After everything that had been taken care of, and things once again settled at the HQ, Cygnus, despite having just formed the Specialist Unit, decided they needed some well-earned time off since they had been through so much over the past several months. When they got the news they were now officially on vacation time, much to the chagrin of X and Zero, who had never used a vacation or sick day since they first became Maverick Hunters, sat around and discussed what to do. They had all decided in the end that the best option was for them to go off and spend time with their significant other, or partner in the case of X and Violet. X and Violet said they would remain relatively close to the base to have ease of access to sea so they could learn to be better friends and partners because they wanted each part to be their friends, all process 500 self-taken sometimes, even more someday, and combat partners X and Zero were. The Colonels and Kellen and Iris decided they would spend time visiting memorial sites for the Rebel Force to finally put their dark past behind them. As for X and Aelia, they decided to go see the ocean. Aelia wanted to prove a point to X that while world peace had not yet been obtained, that there were small amounts of peace to be had. X agreed to the idea, and the two had set up them set off the coast. At sunset of the first night of vacation, the Azure Hunter and the spotter sat on the coastline as the sun set in their human forms. X was in swimming trunks that matched his armor and color, and Aelia wore a soft yellow sundress with a waved straw sun hat. As the two sat cuddled with one another, just watching the sunset and blistered the soothing sound of the ocean's waves, Aelia looked over to X. You see, love, you always try so hard peace that you never take time to just enjoy the peace that does occasionally exist, if it is only fleeting, Aelia started. She didn't motion out of the ocean that was before them. Because of what we do, because of what you do, people are able to come out and enjoy this without constantly living in fear. Able to enjoy the finer aspects of their life. There's also one thing I want you to remember. I know you feel that fighting for world peace is your burden to bear, But it's a burden you shouldn't have to handle too alone. Now I'll be there to share it with you, always, she finished. The blue bomber gazed out at the ocean like his beloved had motioned for him to do, and then focused his gaze on her. The spy-turned hunter felt X's eyes on her and gazed at him, her eyes locking with his. I know, alien, and it reassures me more than you could ever know. You're willing to share this burden, even if I don't want you taken on with me. But I have been fine for so long. Me and Zero both have that is so easy to lose sight of things like this, and of things that are beautiful, X commented. This made Ellie smile slightly at her lover. And what things are beautiful to you, Mega Man X? Ellie asked coyly, wanting to change the subject to something happier. Many things are beautiful to me, but none are more beautiful to me than you, X replied, not laying himself on Ellie's trap. Good answer, the Sparse with a slight giggle. Then, taking X by surprise, she pushed him down onto the sand and laid down beside an angle so she was slightly over on top of him. The two continued to gaze to the others, and without another word, Ayla leaned in and kissed X with as much love and passion as she could muster, with X returning the kiss in kind. As night fell over the two intimate Reploids, and the stars started to appear in the night sky, X couldn't help but feel while locked in deep kiss with Ayla that for now anyway, he had finally found his own peace. And here is everyone with the final chapter at very long last. My years-long journey is finally complete. This particular tale has come to a close. I know I have had my ups and downs writing the story, and as I have said previous, it has been the support this fic has received that has kept me coming back time and again, striving to finish it, and that time has finally come. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you that has read the story, followed it, favored it, and left reviews on it. Without you, I doubt this day would have ever come. The completion of this story is just as much your doing as it is mine. No matter how many times I say it, I feel I can never say it enough. Moving on to a different note though, as we look forward toward the future with the end of this tale, I want to say I am not going anywhere. I still plan to get back to Mega Man, Metroid X at some point, and I have at least one sequel in mind for this tale, and I hope all of you will come with me as I move to those endeavors. As always, R&R, no matter what you have to say, good, bad, or otherwise. Till next time, my peeps.